Good afternoon, everyone. It is today's date, April 24th, 2020. We have made it through another week. I am so pleased that it's Friday. I'm hoping that all of you will be able to go out and spend some time outside. I know several people have made tea times for later today and hopefully through the weekend. Doing that safe social distancing, I think, will be a very important aspect as we all get outdoors this afternoon and this weekend. So thank you again for hanging with me for another week of distance learning in North Dakota, as North Dakota Department of Public Instruction is working diligently to bring our educational services back to normal while guiding school districts with data-informed decisions so all students can continue to learn and all North Dakota citizens are safe and well. Along that point, I would like to include some state messaging points that I think are important at this point in time. The Department of Public Instruction, along with the Governor's Office and all of our partners as sister agencies at the state capitol and throughout North Dakota, our primary concern is for the health and safety of our students, staff, and community. The state of North Dakota has been closely monitoring the situation regarding COVID-19, and we are following the guidance of our governor and the North Dakota Department of Health at these times. I wanted to share with you, I often talk about the heroic efforts of our school staff, of our custodians, our bus drivers who have been delivering instructional materials and school breakfast and lunches, our technology staff who have gotten our devices and connections deployed out to our students and staff, our paraprofessionals, our school principals, our school district superintendents, our teachers, our parents, our students, everyone involved. But I received a letter today that I thought was of special importance, of a group of people that I had known that they were diligently working in times of some lessened and reduced personal safety concerns. And those are the people that are at our QRTP and educational and residential treatment centers. I received a letter from Joy Ryan, the president and CEO of Dakota Boys Ranch and Girls today. And it was actually a letter that was sent to Governor Burgum and First Lady Catherine Burgum and CC to me. She just pointed out that during normal times, these are hard jobs. The kids are amazing and as they are challenging. And oftentimes they struggle with their own self-esteem and own issues themselves. But now they continue to do so while caring for these children, while fearing for their own health and the health of their families. The staff are teaching at the ranch and teaching those ranch kids and their own. They fear job losses in their families, yet they come to work with open hearts every day. They keep the children safe and they help the children heal. They are the best of us. And then she goes on to talk about the thrift store staff that are currently furloughed in line with the direction to close non-essential businesses. And they too are heroes in our communities, doing their part to keep us all healthy. And so again, Joy closes her letter to us to say, I know there are many medical professionals and first responders, educators who are meeting incredible needs. And I just wanted you to know that there are also 500 plus Dakota ranchers putting it all on their line each day for precious, vulnerable North Dakota kids. Please remember and or recognize their good work as you go about the complex task of leading our state through this difficult time. We appreciate your leadership. So again, I just wanted to take time today to not only call out and thank our Dakota Boys and Girls Ranch staff, but all of the people that are involved in the social, emotional, health and well-being, both inside the education system and outside our traditional K-12 system in the state. Had a couple calls today that involved our great partners at the Department of Human Services, another call with the Department of Health, but the Department of Human Services staff, as they send their human service zone case managers and leaders out helping our families and our neediest of the neediest. Thank you for your partnership, not only to us in K-12 education, but to all of us in the state of North Dakota. So I just wanted to share that today in line with all that we are doing in the state in K-12 education. So with that, I want to transition. We are in the stage of operations, of distance learning implementation and operations, and getting better and better at that each day, I might say. But now we as leaders at the department and at the state level have needed to adjust and shift our focus and shift our attention, time, and energy resources to the idea of reopening and being part of North Dakota Smart Restart. And so again, as North Dakota thinks about reopening its K-12 schools, we can't do this in isolation, and we can't do this with autonomy. The impact that K-12 schools have and continue to have on all citizens at all levels has become very apparent during this COVID-19 event. And so as we have become elevated to a new sense of importance and integral part of functioning for each and every one of our communities in 53 counties in the state, so will our reopening and our restart. With that in mind, North Dakota Department of Public Instruction has created a working group that it will be leading that will include state agencies and entities from across the state. That team has been dubbed the Phoenix Team. We are connecting the Phoenix Team, which includes from our office, our core leaders of Joe Kolosky, Ann Ellison, Jim Upgren, and Matt Sherbinsky. This team will be planning the reopening of schools with a unified command group that is drawing up recovery plans in other areas that include North Dakota Department of Commerce, North Dakota Department of Health, Department of Emergency Services, or North Dakota National Guard, the Bank of North Dakota, and the list goes on and on. So DPI's Phoenix team that will be leading the effort and the component of K-12 education will be leading this group and creating comprehensive guidance for field for reopening schools. We don't know when that reopening will be. That reopening may be later this month, later this summer, or later this school year, or later this calendar year. But whenever that reopening does occur, the Phoenix team will have led a comprehensive and helped to develop a comprehensive guidance for the field to the absolute necessities that must be in place before reopening can occur, as well as some additional guidance and factors to think about and include in those reopening plans that will be as unique and as individual as each of our 175 school districts. Phoenix subgroups at this point in time will address some significant areas of content for schools to be aware of. One will be that academic support. How will we ensure that we understand exactly where each of our students are when they return to us in our classrooms? Funding. How will the funding of the local LEA dollars that will be coming out in the ESSER funding be used, or what could be some best practices that we could share? What should our state set aside, the SEA reserve funding be used for in collaboration with the governor's GEAR funding for education? Third bucket, how will we address the social emotional learning needs of not only our students that will be returning to our classrooms, but also the families that they go home to at night and the staff and teachers that are with them during the day. And then finally, the safe and healthy operations of our school. What will the guidance be from the state regarding masks or no masks, transportation on our buses, limited to 10 or more or not, congregate feeding within our commons area of cafeterias, or classroom delivery of foods? Will it be suggested that students move from classroom to classroom, or students stay in one classroom and teachers move to teach those students? That guidance on basic operations of North Dakota Smart Restart. North Dakota will work with the Department of Health, Commerce, Human Services, National Guard, Emergency Services, Transportation, Governor's Office, and others to restart. We cannot and should not happen, this reopening cannot and should not happen in a K-12 bubble. We had frequent conversations with ACT, multiple conversations. Bonnie Weiss of our assessment office has been leading through that. We met today with a group of high school principals, career counselors, CTE directors that have expressed some opinions and have some questions regarding the work keys. Expect to see more about the work key guidance as it relates to the National Career Readiness Certificate and as it relates to scholarship criteria for the CTE scholarship. I'm very happy to announce that our website for our resources has gone live today. Our Operation Resource Sharing has created a website on DPI's website, has created a page on DPI's website. We have over 122 vetted resources up there to be shared by and among our North Dakota educators. And we have also done some things to augment and supply our North Dakota OER Commons website with some new lesson plans specific to North Dakota standards. So please check out these new resources for sharing for professionals in our K-12 schools. We're working with EduTech for teacher resources and encouraging teachers to collaborate with each other. This will help teachers who are only subject area experts in their area and some that are only in their beginning stages. So thank you very much. I am also proud of the NDDPI team to be able to announce today that North Dakota submitted its certification and application to the U.S. Department of Ed. We received that application yesterday, worked diligently through yesterday afternoon, last night, and this morning to submit that application on behalf of North Dakota to the U.S. Department of Education. We expect a 3-day turnaround. That's what we've been promised by the U.S. Department of Ed. And at that point in time, we will send out to our local school districts the opportunity for them to submit their certification for approval and application to us at the Department of Public Instruction, and we in turn promise a 3-day turnaround for receipt of your approval. Thank you so much to the DPI team that worked so hard on this. Special ed team continues to work on guidance for not only this regular school year, but we know and understand that there are many questions coming in for the extended school year that happens during the summer months, and compensatory education. Thank you, third time's the charm. So please look for that guidance. Thank you to Jerry Stevens and her team. Family engagement, Cabinet will meet with me tomorrow morning at 10:30. I'm very excited about that. And the Family Engagement Core team has been busy continually meeting every day at the department. There are now 434 members on our Facebook group. So again, I continue to ask you to share out share out this great resource to act as a virtual support group for families out there that are supporting their learners in their homes and each other throughout this COVID event. Learning Heroes Partnership has been developing, and our Alliance team is finalized and working on its first meeting date. That's our cross-section team to see how we can leverage this new formed and stronger and more empowered alliance between school and home. We're working on an article for the weekly blast next week, so to learn more about that family engagement. With that, I will end this week with just gratitude again. I don't have an update on how many of our counties now have applicants for Teacher of the Year, but I will have that update for you on Monday. And I hope to have more than 16 counties. So again, a little bit of a competitive challenge and call out there. If you are not one of the 16 counties that I mentioned yesterday that currently has a Teacher of the Year application, I challenge you and your colleagues to answer that call. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.